Get out of here with
something.
I'll piss on your corpse! Who are you, Oakley?
Nothing that affects us, but being the curious type I am, we've got word from the exile that something of value is stowed away within the caverns. And fortunately for me, you accept him, which isn't surprising. So are you ready to see what those degenerates have been talking about so much? Good point. Remember, I won't be coming to scrape your corpse out of those tunnels if you don't come back.
What is it now, you sweet talker?
On your way.
So, you know your way. The blade, huh?
Carry the You've surely faced worse, if the accounts from Ravenspring are anything to go by. You've probably fostered the impression of being the sole guardian of this realm. Don't fret, we've all got our burdens. Lest I forget, the king needs you to become an escort. Knight. Such jests could be deemed offensive to certain ears, but you won't find that with me. Escort in a more literal sense. We've got children soon to depart Ravenspring, their destination being here. Sigmain will elaborate. Oh, never an hour's rest for the kingdom's finest. Were I asked that a year ago, I'd have laughed. But now something feels different. That sensation that had long since died. Aye, that's it. It's the yearning for something better. We get the right person leading Ravenspring, then Evermore can truly turn itself around. Keep the Witchmen at bay, have all other malcontents dealt with. Now Mortiphane isn't here to muddle our plans. All should be smooth sailing. There's disarray among those savage northerners. Won't be long until we reclaim all of the Reach. Peace at last. Now, let's not jinx our fortune. Don't cause any trouble now.
Welcome. Kagor has a penchant for appeasement, doesn't he? Yes, Knight. I did ask for you. Yet I shirked to call so soon. After hearing about your feats through the kingdom recently. Though seeing as you are here, you have made yourself available for another duty. That duty entails a group of children that...
I see that my throne is still
Off you go.
down with the usurper.
Son! My! How much you have changed in such short time!
And how much wider you've become. The chef must have been busy.
The messengers told of you returning with Elaine. Has your mother distracted
Well,
herself in the markets
This
again?
castle definitely looks
I have many
better than the one
virtues,
back on
father,
the island.
yet patience
That's
was
for
never
sure.
one of them. Crisis heralded my return, and I came. For if I were gone any longer, the people could forget the face of their future king.
Come here, son. It's been far too long. I had sat in this hall alone, with all but the guards to humor me.
The longing was mutual, father. I had sought to return home ever since I arrived in Daggerfall. Yet this kingdom grows further, and soon Evermore will provide as the West, and much more.
Soon, I hope. I wish to see the day where they look up in deference, as I still live.
I see we're graced by a small audience. It's not like you to forgo introductions, father.
Oh,
Not anyone of prominence. A servant of the kingdom who I had knighted. Though this servant did thwart a great threat within Raven Spring. However, the tales from that place are spurious at best. I may have been too lax in my privileges again.
Goodness. The rabble finally found some truth to their ravings then. The Reach is host to much ill will, but the twisted schemes of a god. Yet with all their power, a mortal crew had prevailed over their plot. Not many knights can boast of similar feats. In fact, such a trial lifts you above the others my father has sworn in. So forgive his impertinence. Unlike him, I value that conviction. Know this of me, knight. I do not respect those who grovel. We are comrades. I want your respect, not your fear. However, I have matters to discuss with the king. Much time has passed during my stay west. Now Evermore demands my focus. We'll talk again.
I've no... Why, of course. You are a royal subject before royalty and the revered gods. Now I need to be succinct, as I have matters to discuss with my son. Children. Children from Raven Spring who seek refuge within these walls. And as this kingdom is more than charitable, we have made arrangements for a new slew of young to be harbored here until that plague subsides, or when order is fully restored to that town. Order which I think my son will be eager to see facilitated. I will speak candidly. We have been found lacking when it comes to alleviating the Reach's suffering. This altruism is the least we can show for our unintended negligence. A gesture of goodwill that will engender rapport with our subjects, and to protect the young, for the assurance of a new generation of Reachmen that will propagate their names. Has a serpent found its way into your heart, Knight? Is this serpent desperate to accuse me of something wretched? I never took you for one to be reticent. If the wind so much as whistles your name, and these sordid rumors follow, you and any that bear relations will see a most terrible death on that very same day. But you are loyal, so these measures would never need to be entertained, will they? Very well. Off you go, Knight. Stay safe on your travels.
Goodness. The rabble finally found some truth to their ravings then. The Reach's host to much ill will, but the twisted schemes of a god.
Doing well, Knight? I was wary of who they would be sending, but I've seen you stalwart in the face of the corruption that gripped this town. You're someone I can readily trust. The king has taken a liking to you as well, if he's this confident with your competence. I hope the kids don't cause too much hassle. They've grown restless from being homebound these last few months. No child should be confined within these dreary abodes for so long. I'll pray for your safe arrival at the city. Farewell.
Yes? Alright then. Hi there. Alright then.
Are you in need, friend? As with every young batch this city receives, there is no higher priority than the propagation of our virtues to the next generation. And we priests are best fitted to carry out that education. So yes, knight, I will be taking them. And for your knightly deed, trust and gratitude. Before we forget your past vocation, I assume you are looking for a more tangible reward? A raise to your monthly earnings should suffice. If you are not too busy, then you can attend the show within the city center. Some orc from Daggerfall is scheduled for a speech, one of the more erudite of his kind. Have a listen. Maybe his insight will come of use to a knight. Good fortunes.
Yes?
Hi there. Yes?
Need something?
Good people evermore, the most welcoming folk in Hyrule. None are so ready to accept progress like you. I am forever grateful that your proud city has permitted my speech. The topic is one that concerns all here and beyond, and it regards the possibility of harmony between Breton and Orc. Tomes cover the atrocities and crimes committed in our racial feuds. One can dwell over each page, or we could hope to stop the quill with a resolution to this dreadful story. A happy one. Forgo blood and forge peace. We are deserving of a better world. Yes, I know many here roll their eyes in light of my words. To sleep without one eye open. To reap the grain without worry. Dreams of peace. But it is only through our effort that peace becomes real. So break the cycle of revenge and banish that which haunts our relations. The ghost of a savage past.
Peace for the Groks. Half expecting the jesters to come on stage now. And I hope you aren't suggesting that we live among your ilk. Rather be caught dead. Should take a gander at Wayrest to see what race mixing does to a city. One of the proudest kingdoms on the Great Iliac reduced to a degenerate, crime-ridden hole. All thanks to your kin.
Much time has been dedicated to your concerns, for it's precisely why I arrived here. This is not a sole venture taken by myself. Daggerfall has committed many minds.
Grok thinks he has class. Maybe a cut above the average orc, yet that's still not worth a dung on my heel. We put Wayrest out of its misery because uppity greenskins were getting ambitious. Should take heed yourself. Now, orc, tell us, what about your friends? Raping their way through our very kingdom. The stench of death still lingers at Deep Crag, yet you have the gall to make demands!
The orcs share a collective trauma. Orsinium, and all the defeats since. As I stand before you, people just like I have been sent to the enclaves of my kin. And the demands of the horsemen are far different. In case anyone believes the orcs will go without concessions of their own. However, honesty
The Ancestor Glade was a sight to see. We should go back and visit, if we have the time.
But learned. The old may shirk their desire for peace, but the young have hope. Hope that will be stymied if they remain isolated away from the wider realm.
No, Orc, you answer the man. Show some respect.
A priority
Thank
noted,
you, Jerry.
soon to be addressed. Missionaries have been accepted by chiefs and elders alike, replacing beliefs in their stay. Malakav's worship will cease to be. All of this I promise, as one stipulation. A most precious prospect for the Orc. You, Orsinium, to go without harm. The city will go without arms and malicious intent,
The
in
merchants don't
exchange
want
for
peace,
its sanctity.
So a dream it'll
From
remain.
now until we can live side by side.